and Ronnie Olson with the Shady Spring Tigers going to another state tournament, which I know sounds good, Ronnie, but I want to go at this beginning of your game. I've noticed in the postseason you guys start not with a layup drill, but with a defensive drill. When did that come in? And I'm sure that's because of the mentality you wanted to.
Postseason, we implemented that. We talked about it after the Huntington game. It's refocus. And, we're a defensive team first, and why would you come out and shoot layups or shots if you're a defensive team first? That's what we stand for. That's what we do.
Did you get that somewhere? Did you come up with it?
No, it's just something we do in practice, and I felt like, that's what we needed to do in warm-ups. And I think we've I mean, maybe it's translated, maybe it's who we played, I don't know. But it's, keep it in their minds. You got to recognize what you're doing.
That is a point. The competition hadn't been what you played in the regular season, but it looks like you guys, and we talked about it last week, it looks like you really made a point of amping up that defense too, and that pressure. And it really, tonight, as much as any of these other games, when you've been able to score, I would say probably half your points, probably more, off that defense. It just seems like you really amped it up here.
Yeah, and you can only play who's on your schedule. We made a tough schedule on purpose in the regular season, and you can only play who's in your section or region. And that was the reason why we made that schedule so tough, so we wouldn't get complacent in the end of the season. But to turn it up like that, you're talking about just little things that matter. Defensive drill to start games, and that was the theme, right? Easy buckets in the transition.
A lot of those.
And do you want to run sets? No, not if you can get buckets off your fast break and you get buckets off your defense. And that's what we were able to do this postseason. I know it's going to be a different animal. We're not putting 100 on the board any next week. I want to say that.
Was 100 on the board this week?
Do what?
Was 100 on the board in the section and region?
It wasn't a goal. It absolutely wasn't a goal.
You mean the board out here, the scoreboard?
Yeah, the scoreboard. It's not going to be like that in Charleston.
Right.
If we can get in the 60s, upper 60s, I feel like we could go 3-0 if we get in upper 60s. So that's a goal of ours. Obviously, you want to hold any team you play under 50. So we're ready.
You talked about how these games are tough, the coach, and they are. But you had a chance, an opportunity. I know I saw you go talk to the Lewis County coach before the end of the third, or right there at the beginning of the fourth. You were going to put the starters. You got to put the seniors in together, and they got to go out together. How special was that for you? I mean, these guys have played in this gym, 4 of them for 4 years. I know them for 3.
It's freaking awesome. They deserve it. I will keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. They built this. They did this. They bought in. I appreciate them. They deserve every, like I said, all that, the crowd to give them 2 ovations, 3 ovations. And I told Coach, I said, hey, they're not going to play. We're not going to try to score. We just want to give them 1 ovation because they deserve it. Got Sam in there with those other guys. And those guys, yes, sir, we got you, Coach. They're fun to coach. They're easy to coach. And that's what makes them successful. So that was pretty special to see that. And the crowd, it was a good crowd on hand again. And to give them all the respect they deserve.
Well, Ronnie, kudos to you. You said you weren't going to win 20 games going into the state tournament in a row. And you're not. It's 19. I know that's not what you were expecting, but, have these guys exceeded the goals you have been to this point? I know you got 3 more. You've been waiting for these 3 the whole season. They exceeded what you thought they would do against the schedule you put together, because I don't think you put that schedule together to win 19 in a row.
Absolutely exceeded. Any coach, before the season starts, they look at their schedule. You pencil in who you think you might win, who you think you could lose, a game you should win. That's just normal coaches do that. There's no way that I thought we would win 20 games on our schedule. 19. I didn't. There's
19
no way.
in a row. Yeah.
What's our record? 20 and
22 and 2. 22 and 3.
I would not have told you we had 3 losses with our record. There's no way.
21 and 3.
21 and 3. They battled all season. That's a heck of a schedule. We played the top 4A teams in the state. Again, top AA teams, single A teams. And time after time after time after game after situation, they've answered the bell. And any situation, any game, road, home, they've answered it. And they put in so many tough situations this year. Just when you think you can't see it all, they do. And they respond. So word for them is resilient.
You probably would have been in the state tournament if not for COVID in 20.
Absolutely.
You won it in 21. Did not get the job done in 22. what's different about this team that you haven't seen in those other, let's just say the other two teams? Because we don't know what would have happened with the COVID year, but the last two teams, you won one. You know what that's like. Why is this team different?
They're physically impose their will on people, for one. We're well rounded. There's all positions. You know, how are you going to guard and defend us? And for one, man, they care so much about each other and the way they approach the game. They play so hard. Not that all my teams have played hard, but they just once you taste that state championship, you know, it's something that sticks with you. You know, I said, man, can I get one as a coach? Well, obviously, can I get two? Well, now I want three. You know, it's you know, I get what LeBron said now. You know, he won 1, 2, 3, but you know, but they're hungry. That's the difference, Dave. They're hungry. That right here resonates with this team. Is it going to be enough to win the state championship Saturday? I don't know. Are we going to be put in some tough spots Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? Absolutely. Are there going to be some really good teams we play Thursday, Friday? Absolutely. But this team knows what this feels like, and sometimes you've got to have, you know, agony and defeat to feel success. And just because we've been there once didn't mean we were going to win it last year. And it came from nowhere. But they felt this and they know what it means, and I don't think they want to feel that again.
You have a game plan together for it. You know, I think by the time you guys play on Thursday night, there's going to be a couple teams in their classifications already in the state championship game.
Yeah, it's the way that it rolls. You know, I know
I think somebody plays 2 games. A couple teams play 2 games.
Morgantown, you know, Coach Tom and I are really good friends. They play Tuesday and Thursday. You know, 4A this year. We'll be in that spot next year, Lord willing, if we make it Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's the way that they rotate them. So next year will be the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
It'll be hard to sit around and wait.
Yeah, and I feel like our schedule that we put together, I knew that we were going to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All as coaches, we said, hey, this is our schedule at the state tournament if we make it. We comprised the schedule of trying to simulate what we were going to be in the state tournament. Florida, 4 games in 4 nights. That was tough against some of the toughest competition in Florida. You know, the Greenbrier, you know, playing at the Armory, playing James Monroe, and then going back down to Bluefield the next day in an afternoon game. That's something that, you know, luckily we should be the 1 seed. We should play 5:30.
And pretty good competition right there, too.
Absolutely. Best teams in the state that could contend in any. James Monroe, just like us, should, you know, would be the prohibitive favorite to win a state title. That doesn't mean that we are or they are, but we played the best teams in the state. So we're battle tested. We're ready. Hopefully it's enough. There's a lot of things can go wrong down there. You can shoot bad, foul trouble. So anybody knows sports. There's always number 1 seeds. Number 1 seeds don't always win, and the best team don't always win in professional or college sports. So
I think you told me one time between last year and now, we haven't played a good game in Charleston yet.
Yeah.
Do you expect that to change?
100%. I expect that to change. I mean, you're talking about these are young men now. They're you know. I expect them to be fully locked in for the 3 days, and I expect them to fully grasp the gravity of this is their last chance at it. So, and the underclassmen are right there with them, Jackie and you know, Amar. So, you know, the only thing left to do is go do it.
You seem pretty festive. No tears when the seniors came off?
I had tears. I had to compose myself a little bit over there with Coach Jordan. You know, kind of tapped each other and told each other, you know, good job. And, you know, you have 1 senior, it's tough. You have 2 seniors, you're talking about 5 guys, five young men. That's
build a program. As you said, build a program.
That's 5 young men that different personalities you got to be around. And I love them to death, and it's not because we won a state title, because I have guys, Steven, Tommy, Brian, Peyton, Mike, these guys, John Sawyers, these, you know, I mean, these guys have been, I'm sure I love my guys, Eric Bevel, Bazooka, you know, all these guys, man, Cole, Logan. I love all of them. But, you know, it's not because we won, it's because what you've been. It's when you go to battle with each other and you're around each other so long and so much and you've been through so much, you get a little attached to them. And, man, they've been through a lot with me. 4 years of summers and springs and flex days and hot gyms and stinky locker rooms and Saturday morning practice at 6 a.m. when they want to come in at 10 or
golf in Florida though.
Yeah, huh?
Golf in Florida.
Golf in Florida, and that was nice, you know. But you know, I've said it again, but I appreciate them. And 3 games compared to the rest of their lives, you know, it's not a perfect scenario because the game's got to be played out. But I like the position we're in, and I like the chances that we have, and I like the guys that are behind me, and I like where we're at right now. I couldn't be any more happier entering into Charleston next week, and this is what you want to do. The Mecca Sports, West Virginia, Charleston on Thursday, 5:30, hopefully. So. Hopefully we can bring it back to our community.
It will be Thursday at 5:30.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
There you go, man.
North Marion beat where?
In double overtime.
That means
That's
are they going to be
that's
8?
who we are.
They have the 4A out right now. They should have. Let me
Well,
see.
I
It
just
might
went
be
out to
posted.
Metro News to see if they had posted anything.
They'll post
There
it
it
first.
is. There it is. Hampshire. I told y'all.
Hampshire. Oh shit! Hey, I thought I've been up at their gym before when I worked up there.
There it is.
What is it? Who's
Exactly
who's
what
4 or
we
5?
expected. I was just unsure.
Yeah,
of
who's
where else
next
it
round?
would be.
Can you read them
Who's
all?
4 or 5?
Shady.
Herbert Hoover's 4, Scott's 5, Elkins 6, Marion 7, Hampshire 8.